Hi there, welcome to another reflection. Today, slightly different place than yesterday's wandering. Just on my allowable bit of exercise, I've walked over to the front entrance of St Michael's that I walked past yesterday. And yesterday we talked about creation and the act of creation as God's great love letter, that his desire to be in community with people made in his image. And today we're thinking about what happened next, which is this great lie. The Bible says that we were made and sent out to subdue creation, that something had already broken in those first moments after the creation. And the Bible says that that brokenness was the coming of spiritual, supernatural beings, angels, who rejected God's call on them to be his messengers and decided they wanted to be God themselves. And one of them that we know as the Satan, as the accuser, as the tempter, as the devil, formed himself to look like a serpent. And he found Eve in the garden and he asked her a question. And this question sowed a terrible seed in her mind. He said, does God really love you if he says you can't do something? And she couldn't shake that question of, can God love me and really ask me not to do something? And so she went and she manifested that doubt by eating a fruit from a tree, the one thing God had said not to do. And at that point, something broke. She gave the fruit to Adam and he consumed it too, and that brokenness began to stain everything about human experience. Their hearts were broken. The animals no longer trusted them. Something had gone wrong. A die had been cast. A stain had been created in their hearts that could never be undone. And the Bible says that when God went for his evening walk through the garden, he called out to them, and instead of rejoicing that God was there with them, they became afraid. That trust, that love they had of his presence had gone and had turned into fear. And it just wouldn't go away. There was nothing that could be done that would clean that stain. And so they could no longer live in the garden. The brokenness of their hearts couldn't be sustained forever. Something needed to be done. A drastic operation needed to happen. So they were thrown from the garden, this place of beauty and wonder, and God dressed them in clothes, but he made a promise to them. And this promise was that this wasn't the end of the story, that their failure wouldn't be forever, that he had a plan to set them free. And that plan is what the Bible tells us, this story of God giving himself once more to cover over the mistakes that humanity had made, that rejection of him, that rejection of his love and trust in him that was done in Eden could be undone through him and through his choice, so that we could once again find our homes in his presence and find our place with him. It's interesting being here right now. Just there is the big oak old doors of this ancient church building that are shut and locked. Got the news yesterday that we need to leave these places locked so that they're safe. The idea of being shut out of a place that for many of us has been a place to meet with God. And I think it's really important for us in this season to think what it means to live in that place of being shut out, in that place of being exiled, of being asked to think about what it is that God is doing us, where he seeks to find us, the lengths he will go to be with us. It's easy to see suffering like we're seeing in the world right now as an absence of God. But the Bible says the world is broken because of the rejection of God, that he is working to fix it, that he will go to any lengths to bring us back home. But at this point we are shut out and excluded from the fullness of his presence. But not forever and not for always. He is coming and he will bring us home. Amen. So we'll be back hopefully tomorrow. If you're struggling, please do get in touch with me, let me know. I'll do my best to pray for you. We've got some practical things that we can be doing, but you do need to talk to me. I can't mind read over the distances. If you're around and can talk with other people, let's make sure that we're talking to one another. Please comment underneath here, share encouraging stories of where you're seeing God being active. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.